because like watching Succession, there's no black people in that.
I noticed.
That is an all-white party. And I don't know, you just kind of gotta manage your expectations. You're like,
Yeah, you fully accept that this is a predominantly white world. So therefore, because you accepted that, you don't look for black culture within it. Because you're just like, this is a white show about white people. So therefore, it's going to be white.
Yeah, and I think similarly, if you're watching Power, you're like, where are the white people at? We'd be like, girl, what?
Well, you got Tommy. Tommy is the
Tommy. You have Tommy be happy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, and actually that's literally like the history of television is like black shows were required to always have at least one white character to be shown on network television. Versus a white show, you don't got to do no shit. What? You don't need a black person. What? This show will be successful without them. Why? Because we run the networks, and therefore we will push this forward for anyone that wants to see it. So
I do feel like Succession could have put in like Kendall's assistant. She is, I don't know if she's half black or a quarter black. She's mixed. That's not enough. But like you could have thrown in a couple black assistants. Like you could have done something. Like there was room. But right now I'm watching Fargo and I'm really enjoying it. That is another all-white party.
Negro, please. Didn't somebody tell you this was an all-white party? Huh?
And I can't be mad at them. That's in Bumblefuck, Minnesota. Okay, they say.
Oh, you betcha, yeah.
Betcha. This is a show where I'm like, you know what? I'm not expecting there to be any black people over there in real life or in this show, so it's actually totally fine. Funny enough, towards the end of season 1, Key and Peele both show up. I was like, oh.
I'm weak.
Yeah, because that 2 FBI agents got involved, so the FBI agents aren't from there, obviously. So they're like, okay, well, we could throw black people in that role. I'm like, thank you. That.
Key and Peele is a hilarious choice, though. That's such a.
It was a funny choice. It was funny to see both of them too. Well, I think season 1 was shot in like. Season 1 was shot at the time where they were still a duo. I think it came out like 2014. The first season of Fargo, they were still Key and Peele, not Jordan Peele and Keelan Michael Key,
Yeah. Where's Succession? Where does Succession take place?
New York.
Oh yeah, they. I'm gonna make that a point in my Gilded Age is better than Succession video because
Gilded Age
is also based in New York, like 75,000 years before Succession, and there's still plenty of black people in there.
Not that many years, but yeah.
I don't remember how many years, 1800s versus modern time, and they still show black people because black people live in New York.
Yeah,
whole sections of black people. So they just never went to Brooklyn in Succession. Like not.
Oh no, they did not go to Brooklyn. No. Oh my gosh, no, these white people didn't go to Brooklyn. No.
There's nothing in Brooklyn for them.
Gotcha. They barely stepped foot outside of like they weren't outside. They were in the building in a gazillion-dollar house. I want to bring it over to fantasy with the inclusion of black people, and this really is applying to all people. There was, and this is obviously, I mean, it feels kind of shocking to say this kind of a while ago now, but the whole idea of in Game of Thrones. First, there was no black people, and then there was the argument of, like, why does he have to include black people? It's clearly based on Europe. But then we got to when he did include black people, and, like, this is... I have to ask my sister, because she reads the book, so she knows the ups and downs, if this is a book into TV thing, or if this is just a TV thing, where somehow in this fantastical world with dragons, black people are still slaves. And exclusively slaves. I think we had like one pirate character as well that I vaguely remember. But black people were still in that show straight up as slaves. And we're like, okay, that feels super unnecessary. Yeah. That didn't need to be. It could have been just like a multiracial group of slaves and some black people thrown in elsewhere.
Were the Dothraki? Were there some black people in the Dothraki tribe? Or were they just tan white people?
They weren't white. Okay. Momoa is Samoan, thank you. So I'm assuming they just kind of populated with more like Samoan, Maori people, like that type of thing. Okay. Pacific Islanders. But we'd have to look at the actors. I actually have no idea. Because they had the eye makeup and stuff, you can't really tell, I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like that would have been I don't know. But then again, like they really made them like animalistic and stuff, so I don't know if that would actually be good for us to be like, oh yeah, make those people.
It's not.
Actually doesn't help. Yeah, no, that does not help the case whatsoever. Fair.
Yeah. It does not. It does not. And I don't think there were any Asians in Game of Thrones. We get our one Asian in House of the Dragon. They're like, here's an Asian. We're like,
and they sprinkled some black people in there. They said, all right, we're gonna give you.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. We finally got the black people. We're like,
we got the great dreadlocks looking fantastic. Love that for them.
But yeah, I think House of the Dragon, they have to backtrack a bit of like, oh, you were mad that we did only black people as slaves. Okay, now we're gonna ignore how biology works and.
And just give y'all some. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And I was like, I'll take it. Fuck. I'm happy these people get work. In The Walking Dead, which we won't talk about much because we've spoken about this already, where they're like, actually, exclusively interracial relationships. Bring all the, like, and I think, especially later Walking Dead, I think does a really great job of just, we got everybody in there. We got black people.
It's real life. It's a true representation of what the country actually
fucking Atlanta. Like,
had to. There's no way you could be based in Atlanta and not have 25 black people in your cast. Like, what? So, yeah, Walking Dead casting gets an A+ for sure. Argues back.
God damn it. You can't turn. You just have to get off this way. Go.
Want to figure it out? Okay. There we go. Figure it out. Booty in the face. Love that.
Oh, he just wants to sit this way now.
He said he just has to adjust 75 times. That's all.
But yeah, like I was saying.
I'm dead. Okay, he went down.
But I know there's other examples, and this has really become like a sci-fi horror genre thing of this like post-racial society where they're like, okay, it takes place in the future, so like we actually don't want to fucking deal with racism on our show, so we just didn't put it there.
Well, we mentioned it when you and I were both watching Alien Earth. Go check out my Alien
Earth
video.
Yeah.
Where you had mentioned that they, there was a more intentionality with like the kids that turn into adults, that it was diverse, and that was great to see. It's like, oh, okay, thank you for showing that, the real world is diverse and not just white people.
No, absolutely. And also, it doesn't even make sense for like test subject wise for them to choose all of one race. Like it would make sense for good spread gender and race. But yeah, definitely if Alien Earth came out 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, I think it's more so 10
I mean, the Alien movies, like, I'm trying to think, did the first Alien movie have any black people? No, I think it did, but of course they killed them like immediately.
Well, I mean, I think
most of the Alien movies had a black person in it, or a person of color.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree. I do think science and fantasy is the genre where you see it most of the time, where diversity is like, okay, this is acceptable.
Yeah.
Except for Stranger Things, where they only had like the 2 or 3 black people and literally everyone else was white. But then again, it was, the 70s, 80s? And I don't remember what town they're based in also. I don't think it was a predominantly black town anyways. So I think for the context of the show and stuff, it does make sense.
But like also why? Because it's not like it's based off a source material where it has to be in bumfuck like Mississippi or like.
Well, then that's where we have that conversation of like, okay, technically, like for the time, you could make that argument of like, well, based on the time, like there wasn't that many, but however, it doesn't carry the story to exclude them because that's not the point of the story. The story has space and room for them to have a diverse group of friends going through this dramatic ass situation. Like they could have had interracial relationships.
Yeah,
it definitely fell short. So I understand when people who were big fans of the show were like, oh, you fell short, because everyone loved Erica and Stranger Things, and I watched, like I said, the first 4 seasons, and I enjoyed it. I think also, I don't know, I don't watch everything from like a racial perspective either. I just enjoy like the story for the story. So I'm like you watch Succession is like you accept it what it is, but you truly enjoy the story, and that's okay. I feel like as like a black person, we shouldn't be required to just watch black only stuff and only enjoy black stuff. Like there should be like which we'll talk about, a guilty pleasure. It shouldn't feel guilty to enjoy any type of TV. You should just watch what you watch, enjoy the story for the story. But people felt like, they could have summed up the character a little bit more. There should have been more like screen time for Erica specifically, because the other guy, her brother, he's one of the main 5, so of course he had screen time. But everyone felt like they really like gypped her character because she was black. And I also feel like that's also a thing, is like people assume like the reason for a character having a certain thing or like less time or whatever is strictly always racially motivated, which I don't know. I feel like if I'm not in their head, I can't say whether it is or whether it's not. you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also agree probably didn't help.
Like, for sure. It's unfortunate.
I will say, still on the topic of sci-fi and horror, like really being the genre, check out my 3 Body Problem video. That, I highly recommend 3 Body Problem. I'm so excited for season 2. There's just really something about it. Like our full main cast of characters, we've got a black man who's an absolute fucking genius. We have a Latina woman who's a fucking genius. We have an Asian woman who's a fucking genius. And then, like, within this group of buddies, there's 2 white guys, and they're both not the geniuses. One is smart, but he's just like I think a high school teacher or a college teacher, I don't remember. And the other one is he's like a Mr. Beast type of character. He just like makes a bunch of money from selling like snacks with his face on it or something. And so it's up to the 3 that are not the 2 white men to save the world because they're so smart and they're scientists and they're just like the best scientists in the whole world. And I'm like, fuck, like we wouldn't have got this 10 years ago. We would not have got this 10 years ago. Holy shit. But it's really nice to see.
For sure. Yeah. I'm going to check that one out.
It's a good one. I really loved it. I will say, even like I think right now especially, we're in this point of time where inclusion means black man or woman of color that's not black. Black women are like nowhere. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of other women of color, and I'm not hating, girl. I'm so fucking happy. Like, I want to see other women of color, and I want to see black men too. But like, an extra role or something. Like, where the fuck are we?
No, that's very fair. It's very fair that it's when it comes to like diversity or something like an ensemble cast or whatever, a black man is usually going to be seen first before you see a black woman, for sure.
Yeah.
I love a lot of like procedural shows and stuff. I was watching Criminal Minds the other day and I was like, I love Criminal Minds so much. However, there was only one black woman detective out of the entire series and she didn't last that long. But like they had the black man, they had Shamar Moore. It's usually always a very attractive black man. That's also the thing. They gotta make sure, gotta look good. You can't be here and just be like a frumpy guy. You can't have like a black Jack Black and like show up and be like the personality. Like there has to be a level of attraction.
It's
better.
Yeah, it's a shame. We're in a weird space right now.
But Gen V, I think, did well as well.
Gen V did the damn thing, yes! And again, I got our Gen V video.
We have like 3.
I know, we're really hitting it in this one.
We have 2 Gen V videos. Gen V is a good example of casting a diverse cast and it just makes sense in the world and it's not forced and it's just like, yep. I think it was perfectly balanced.
Yeah, it was nice.
It did take us a minute to warm up to
the
black woman character though.
Marie sucked in the beginning.
Together. I hope by the end of this episode I like Marie a lot more because right now
she's lucky she's black. But she was still the main character. It was still about her. It was still the Marie show. Okay, she's still the chosen one. Like,
period.
So I'm happy. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, but then again, that's still the fantasy sci-fi realm.
Exactly.
For some reason, it's just
right now it's the only realm that accepts us.
Like what?
Only in a made-up world would black people be doing things.
No, that's actually crazy. No, I'm actually glad we talked about that because it's something that's like you notice like subconsciously, but then when you actually start talking about it and like connecting the dots, you're actually like, no, this is a pattern that actually, because in The Boys we got Sister Soldier.
It's Sister Sage, and she's in Gen V.
Sister Sage. I don't even know the girl's name, but we didn't get her until like season like 3, 4. It took a while too.
She was I think just the latest season. Yeah, the final season. Well, because when this is coming out, the final season will have come out. I mean, the season before the final season.
Like season 4. Yeah. So that even took a while.
It did.
So they were like, okay, Gen V, here you go. Because
they're like, we need to make up for it somewhere, and it's not going to be the main show.
Spin-off. Here you go.
But I don't think we marketed it appropriately that Marie is the main character. I did not know that a black woman was the main character of Gen V, because if I had known, I would have started watching that way sooner. I would have been sad. I was like, oh yeah, like, oh kids, whatever, like kid soups, I don't give a fuck. If you're like, oh no, kid soups, but, well, first of all, not even kids, they're in college, and this gorgeous black woman is our main character, I just would have been sad.
Well, then that just continues to show the problem that they're not gonna market it to be that. That's why we didn't know, because they didn't set it up for us to know until you tune in.
Yeah.
So once again, still problematic and still needs to change, but we love Marie.
Absolutely. Oh my god, that's my girl.
Even though you be judging her blood bending skills, but it's fine.
well, season 2, she gets her act together. Okay, she gets her act together in season 2, and I was thoroughly impressed. I was very happy with her. Pluribus I watched recently, and I thought that was a nicely balanced cast. It is mainly about the one white woman, and she is racist. The show never outright says it, but if you're a person of color watching her, you know she's racist. And it's one of those, it's a racism where she doesn't know she's racist, you know? So to see her interact with these other characters is quite interesting. So for those who have not seen Pluribus, I highly recommend it, watch it. But essentially, the whole world gets turned into a hive mind, except for a group of, 13 immune individuals. And so, again, I'm watching this. If this had come out 10 years ago, 9 of those 13 would have been in the U.S., you know? They would have been some beautiful white people, you know, like, who's the hottest right now, you know? Like, that's who it would have been. Because it's coming out now, it just statistically makes sense. So we've got a number of people from Asia, all different countries. I think one person's from Mongolia, one person's from China. I don't totally remember like our full group because we don't really get to talk to all of them. We have a spread. We have one of them that is like a main character from Mauritania, which I thought was cool. So he's our black character. He's so funny. He's such an interesting character. He's like I don't know. He's not the. Just watch it. I don't know. Watch it. He's not someone we get to see often. And then one of our main characters is from Peru, I believe. And so we got him, and then we have an indigenous woman from, I don't remember where, either also Peru or like close to Peru. She's somewhere down there. And so, what's the point I'm trying to make? It was just cool.
Yeah, we're at the point of like highlighting like shows that like kind of get it right. Yeah. And like glad to see of like, okay, diversity, thank you. Because
a random spread of 13 people around the globe are immune. Only one of them is a white person from the US. Thank you. I dig that.
Appreciate it.
And I get that means that the white one from the US has to be our main character. I'm not mad at that. I just like that, like, outside of that, once they've chosen their main character, that they thought about it and like, okay, this is what actually, like, just numbers wise makes sense. Yeah. Oh, one of them's from India. Lakshmi's from India. We got her. That makes sense. I think that's the most populous country on the planet. It makes sense that one of them would be from India. You know, like,
yeah,
it's just adding up, you know? I'm like, okay, yeah.
Just represent the world as is what we're just asking for at the end of the day. It's just,
you know,
I feel like everyone asks for when it comes to DEI stuff is like, just show the world for what it is. We're not asking you to make anything up. The world is diverse, so therefore just reflect the world that you're in. If you're not in East Bubblefuck, Minnesota, where like there's 0.0000001 black people, then like the story should include it by default. But then again, it comes back to like the people behind the scenes as well, right? Who's the directors that make a decision of who gets cast, and then
that too.
There you go.
Yeah, like Vince Gilligan, it's not Vince Gilligan's first time including us. You know, like this isn't his first foray into being like maybe other colors can be in it. You know, like on Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. There's been a good range of people.
Exactly. So like, and it's funny because I remember one of the jobs that I worked as a casting assistant. We were casting an entire show. Even the casting director was kind of realizing that it was predominantly white people that they were picking. Like we would send a diverse batch of all different people of color, and it seemed like they just kept calling in people who are white. And so like they intentionally were trying to push more people of color. They're like, hey, y'all really have like nobody in there like out. And I mean the ensemble cast, like there was like a black man and then another woman of color, as you said. So that was kind of like what it was. But then like all the day players and like guest stars and stuff, they were just like, this is really white. And the casting directors are also white, so it was nice to see them try to push. But like at the end of the day, like the showrunner white, the directors were white, the producers were white. And I think also just like psychologically, that's what people, if you're white, you're gonna gravitate towards white people because it's just what you're comfortable with, it's what you know. So like when it comes to black people being the decision makers, then that's when you get to see, it's a black cast, a diverse cast. And it's like, it shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately that stuff still happens to this day. So
absolutely. And I think specifically, I think because there is a large subset of white people whose entire circles and entire just world is other white people, Whereas for Black people, that is more rare. I'm sure there's Black people that only know Black people, I'm sure. But like for the most part, Black people in community with wider...
it's easier for white people to say, I've never met someone outside of my race versus a person of color saying they've never met a white person. Like that's, or had someone in their life. Yeah.
But then like, I think you see that most clearly, I mean, like on the larger scale too, when you have like Black people in charge of projects. I mean, when we brought up Power, there's going to be white people, there's going to be Latinos in there's going to be Asian people in there. We always include other people, but also on the smaller scale with short films where people are primarily, almost entirely, casting people they already know from school or from, their peers. And you'll see, and like seeing a gazillion short films from a gazillion festivals before they get put on, you see that a lot. A white kid's short film is just him and all of his white friends. A Black kid's short film is a nice, diverse group. And I'm sure then, if we were able to turn the camera around and see it too, it's also a diverse group. Their gaff, their grip, their camera, so the moral of the story is put Black people in charge of things because we know how to include everybody, and white people have a really hard time with it.
Let us know in the comments your thoughts on this whole thing, diversity in casting, shit.
Bye!